Paul. I don't know if you've noticed any like weird stuff going on in like the BOI community or whatever you call it, however we call it. And if you haven't, then you're probably just lying to yourself. Everyone has to see what's going on. And I'm like trying to like figure all this shit out. Like, so I'm like trying to explain it. This is only what I think, or what the information that I put together from like my own experiences and just watching people and looking. Anyway, so like when you haven't in a while like taken like a mushrooms or acid or even weed, you know what I'm saying? If you've never done it and you haven't done it in a while, you know that there is like, especially if you've never done it before, a period of paranoia. Like you're like, so most people who have done those things can, I think, relate to what I think is happening. Alright? So, when your pineal gland begins to open, like, it releases DMT and something else. And that is basically along the same lines of the other three drugs that I was talking about. Now, think about this, because she's gonna get nutty. So we've all done our blood over intent. We know that, like, most people know that, like, certain things happen to you, and you know, things get heightened, like awarenesses of just emotion, things, and then while that whole thing's going on, you're learning all these, like you get all these little dots and stuff, right? And then, like, you start connecting them, like, all the dots, and then you get this, like, bigger picture of a lot of things. And get back to what I was talking about. So, the DMT, imagine your third eye is opening, so when it does that, like, when it starts to do that, it releases, and it's like small amounts. It's just like the muscle starts to relax. It's like anything, and it releases, so you get like the euphoric feeling, like when you're talking to people and stuff. It's like you get that. It's like, I know what you're thinking and shit. And then the emotional, like, just like different ties with even other people that you come in contact with, especially in BOI and stuff like that. It's like you have, like, you know, just the connection. Oh, This shit is so fucking hard to keep together. So, I'm trying to do this. Alright, so imagine this is releasing. It's a drug. Let's just it's a drug, whatever. And you're gonna get paranoid. And you're gonna have other, like, not symptoms, but like other things you probably have. Like, probably in your stomach. Maybe you get cramps. Maybe, like, I get, sometimes I'll get, like, it gets that, like almost like you have acid reflux, but it's not. That's not what it is. It's just, it's hard to explain. For me, that's what I have. Toilet paper. Yes. So, what I'm saying is, what I'm trying to connect is that if you look around, everyone who's done BOI and stuff, you'll see that when you like start seeing all this stuff and you go through it, whatever you want to call this, I'm just saying names that people might have some connection with as to what I'm saying, and it doesn't necessarily describe what happens. It's a simplification, just for the conversation. Is the dark night of the soul, or whatever you want to fucking call it, the fucking, the emptying of all the bullshit. So you're getting rid of all this bullshit in your head, all these fucking lies and stuff. So you're detoxing from fucking lies and shit, and like you have, and then you have this other part of you that's checking. All right, this shit gets thrown out. This shit gets thrown out. This shit gets thrown out. All based on what you know, or what you think you know. Anyway, the important part is, because of the craziness that's going on, is, as you know, there is an ego part of this part of walking through hell that, this dark part, and part of it is, I think that's the death, where the death of the ego happens. And I think some people get stuck in it. Like, you could see, like, I've actually had this problem myself, and have just recently begun to figure some of this shit out with all the nuttiness going on. Is that when you're in that that paranoid state, you don't understand why you're in that paranoid state. And I think understanding how or why it's happening, you can, like, kind of balance it out. What I think happens is people they go through it, like they'll go through the ego death back, and they'll kick back in without coming off that detox, that death of the ego, where you figure it out. It's like, you down here in that part is where you learn, like, you learn a lot of shit, and then if you understand that part, then you can't get stuck in the other part, because you understand that part. when you do get paranoid, you get suspicious. And who are you going to get suspicious of? People who have the most knowledge. The people you think or believe have the knowledge. And out of some self preservation, that it's like you're in or all of us are in, it happens, get in this defense of it, of like, it's just always sometimes forgetting about that other part of the everything and nothing. You're all of it. You just, at that point, or wherever you are, whatever you are, that is that time. There's no time travel. There's no other thing going on somewhere else. That's why, listen, if a bunch of people just started going to like school board meetings, city council meetings, all that kind of, wherever the fuck you can talk somewhere in public and start questioning the science. And the easiest one, this is just for me, because I think it admits all the guilt of what they're saying. And if you just go up and ask, like, the science department, hey, listen, we're told the sun is a gas, a big ball of gas in a vacuum. Alright? In a vacuum. How is it held together in a vacuum? Gas. How does it have mass to create gravity to have a solar system? And then wait, and that, what's the answer? What's your answer? Because the whole thing that goes on TV, the whole thing about politics, the whole thing of everything that you see, it's important because that whole thing connects. They are all lying about that. All the science, all the history, it's all, do you understand? That's how it is. And just keep asking. And get people in lines. Fucking lines of people. Asking. Keep asking the same question. And then other people will hear it. And the other thing is, one thing I just fucking figured out, or just realized, like, maybe a couple hours ago, is I didn't even think, like, because, let's face it, the guys in Blood Over Intent, we're guys, and our expression is usually outward, you know, for the most part. That's how it goes. And women are the other way around. And I never really, like, because the women are so quiet, as far as, you know, how that is, that you don't realize that as you see craziness going on with the dudes, the guys, imagine girls are going through this, and I just, man, I really hope this helps.
Me everything he knows and everything he don't you understand. Well, I think you can. Now the world at most is a homemade crib I made from my ribs in the lightning trance and the fever dance. Well, I am the ancient warrior man, and I hail from the ancient warrior clan. Computer man, hubcaps and soda cans. I am the ancient warrior man, and I hail from the ancient warrior clan. I invented the computer man, hubcaps and soda cans. Roads of gold, I cause the hieroglyphs into the Dover cliffs. I'm a self-made man with my own band name. Well, they beg for the man with the hammer and tame the raven girl. Send me back to hell. Holy roller, do you know? I invented the crowd, the man, speak the bend and you got a man like the cloud. Holy roller, do you know? Hubcaps and soda cans. Well, I am the ancient warrior man, and I hail from the ancient warrior clan. I invented the computer man, hubcaps and soda cans. Yeah.